YouTube. So aloha everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I'm Laurie and this is our self-care and service practice in the love, peace, and harmony field. And this is an ongoing series that we've been doing for the past few years. And we are revisiting our stress book, the stress prescription book. Some of you may have been there for this when we did the first round. And so this month we will be focusing on that third chapter of Being the Lion. It's challenge versus threat mindset. And we'll do a practice in the love, peace, and harmony field as we feel like that the love, peace, and harmony field can enhance some of the strategies that you might learn through stress management programs. And then we will talk about some next steps for your wellness journey. So let's go ahead and begin by our usual check-in. So we would always like to be in that state of being aware of where we are in any moment. This can be one of the greatest ways that we can help be able to take care of ourselves and know what we need to get back in balance. So allow yourself to just notice these categories that we'll be mentioning, but we really want to do it from a mindful space without judgment, but with kindness and compassion, with empathy for what we're going through. So one is looking at and noticing your thoughts. Have they been more positive, optimistic, or negative, kind of cynical? And just notice it. This is just for you to notice about yourself without judgment. Noticing your emotions. Have they been peaceful, happy? Or have you been feeling stressed or overwhelmed or unhappy? And the third category is your bodily symptoms or sensations. And when we're thinking about our thoughts and emotions, sometimes we may not be fully aware, as many of these are automatic or kind of seem to just be. But a lot of times our bodily symptoms and sensations can tell us when we are pushing ourselves a bit much, okay? And so you can notice, are you feeling comfortable, pain-free, or are you tired, in some pain, whether it's kind of low-grade pain? Sometimes we live with headaches, or certain aches, right? Rashes. I know for me, when I'm kind of pushing myself, my lips tend to feel like cold sores are developing. So notice, what are your bodily symptoms, sensations, and also reflecting on your past, your actions and behaviors. And you can think about it for the past week, as most of us here do our usual weekly check-in, not sooner. Have there been more loving, kind, helpful, productive, like you're moving towards your goals, or maybe resistant, avoidant, feeling like don't want to do anything, or really busy, fast paced, So just noticing your actions and behaviors. The more we notice, we can know when something is not quite right. Like, for instance, when I start getting more forgetful and clumsy, I know, like, okay, something's off, right? And what do I need to kind of take that moment to check in and get back in balance. So this is the place that we can do so, the love, peace, and harmony field. And we're going to start with our practice, just a short, some of you may have been familiar with this. And this is the concept of be the lion versus the gazelle, which is challenge versus stress mindset. So in her chapter, she talks about the lion and the gazelle. And both of them are experiencing stress. However, the gazelle is in threat mode, right? I'm sorry, it should be threat mindset. Is in threat mode, fight, flight, right? So they're running away, or for some of us, freeze, right? So it's that automatic responses that keep ourselves in that high state of fear. And when we're in this mode, actually our blood flow constricts. And to be in that space, it makes oxygen less, it's less available to our brain, right? And it, in the long run, it doesn't help our system because we're in that blood constricted, mode. Whereas in the other mode, which we would say the challenge mindset, it's like the lion that is just, it's still in stress mode because its body is activated, but the response is different. Their heart is pumping, blood efficiently and allowing maximal speed, kind of because they're anticipating, right, the meal that they may have. It's focused, it's driven, it seems to have this unlimited reserve of energy. And so what we wanted to do is allow ourselves to use the lion mode, the challenge mindset, where we feel in control, we feel equipped in resources, we're confident. And we think of stress as a response, as an asset, okay? Because we need some stress for healthy living. And so with this new mindset, we're going to do a practice, and we're going to do it in the field. And we can draw back on some of the practices to remember them, putting one hand on your heart area, one hand on your lower belly. You can also put it right on your navel. That's in Dr. and Master Sha's teachings. He said that's a sacred point. So you can put he often in his meditations has us put our hand right over our navel. And some of you may remember the ball of light exercise, a visual ball, but you can imagine this ball of light in your lower abdomen. And I want you to try out this thinking. These are new ways of thinking for some of us. And notice how your body feels, how your thoughts, your emotion responds when we are hearing this concept. There's two concepts that they feel is helpful. And the first is that my stress response is an asset. It helps me rise to the challenge. Again, my stress response is an asset. It helps me rise to the challenge. So notice if your body believes it, your mind believes this, or if it's somewhat new, if it feels excited about it, or if it feels like, oh, I don't know if I can get behind this. It's not a usual thought that I have. Okay. And just notice it. Don't worry if you feel blocked by actually believing it. Just allow your body to get familiar with this. Okay. The second is, and you can close your eyes too if you feel more comfortable as you look within. I can recover quickly from stress. I can recover quickly from stress. My body was built to do this. Okay. I can recover quickly from stress. My body was built to do it. Okay. I can recover quickly from stress. My body was built to do it. So notice how this resonates with you. Does it feel like you're accepting? Yes, I believe it. This is a familiar concept and I can get behind it. Or if it's a bit more surprised with this thought. Like, oh, I didn't think of it this way. And one of the reasons why we are trying to think of stress in a more positive way is that there has been a study about stress. And when people have perceived stress negatively, they don't do as well. But when they are being able to reinterpret or recreate the about stress, like about good stress and how it can help them, they seem to do much better. So this is a way that we can, because we all will experience stress in life. That's just the way life can be. And it doesn't have to be bad stress, right? What's challenging is if you're on this threat mode, fight, flight mode, all the time or majority of the time, that your body does not get a chance to relax. But if you reinterpret, and it may start off as initial fear, but it can be transformed to this more challenge type of stress, your body responds differently, right? Just like with the lion and the gazelle example. So I'm just introducing these concepts, and we're going to do a practice in the love, peace, and harmony field. And for me, the love, peace, and harmony field, because of its higher frequencies and vibration, it helps to make any exercise easier, right? I do a lot of, as a psychologist, I have different kinds of clients than when I'm in my role as a master teacher of, Tao Academy, or as a love, peace, harmony coordinator. And having the field be introduced or we integrate it, I feel things come much more easily, smoothly, and more quickly. Because we believe that everything has its own vibratory field, and each of our vibrational fields are connected in the quantum field of the collective. So when we align with the vibrations of love, peace, and harmony, we can not only uplift our lives, we can support the uplifting of the world. So the field with these calligraphies that our teacher, Dr. and Master Shah, wrote, create a very positive message field. We also believe it has a higher frequency and vibration that can then support whatever you're working on. Okay, so for this case today, it can help support us to provide the safe space to reset and reframe information. Today, it's particularly around stress, in terms of threat stress versus challenge stress. And we want to have more of that challenge mindset, that it's good for us, it makes us better. Okay, so let's do our meditation. And for some of you, you are familiar with the calligraphies, you like to trace and meditate on your own, that's fine. Allow yourself the field to do so. For those of us who are wanting to maybe relearn some of the things that we've learned before and reframe things, that can be helpful. We can do this practice together. So you can put one hand again on your heart, one on your lower abdomen. And again, we're going to visualize this ball of light in our lower abdomen. And as you're imagining the ball, as we're breathing in, we're going to breathe in light from the field. Again, we want to really feel safe. The first step is always create your safe space. And this is one thing that we can do to help lower our physiological response, is to feel safe. So you can imagine in your mind's eye that you are in a safe space to explore these new ideas, to think about some stressors, but you're safe, you're unconditionally loved, protected, and supported in this field that you create for yourself. Okay? Some of us can use the love, peace, and harmony calligraphies and message. You can imagine these colors. You can imagine if you're indoor, outdoor. Allow yourself to use your senses to help you get a higher visual, and it's like a heart response, right? Heart power, mind power, soul power. Okay, the mind power is a creative visualization, imagining it, Heart power is feeling it, feeling the love, peace, and harmony. Soul power is just connecting with the field. They're the love, peace, harmony field. Love you, honor you, appreciate you. Please assist us in developing more of a challenge stress response rather than the threat response, right? So building that confidence that no matter what happens, we can be challenged to move forward. Okay? So we're going to, first of all, and really allow ourselves to integrate these helpful thoughts and perspectives about stress and our stress response. Okay? So again, what we want to do is connect with that first, that my stress response is an asset. Okay? So whatever happens in life, you get unexpected news, you get into a situation that, is challenging. My stress response is an asset. It helps me rise to the challenge. I can think about the line that rises to, the challenge. It's not in the fear mode. We're transforming it to, something that's useful for me. Okay. So I like to say, anytime we experience something, we get stronger, wiser, more resilient. And this all only happens if we are able to experience a challenge, right? A challenge that, yes, your stress response can be activated, but in a positive way. Okay? So feel yourself knowing that your stress response is an asset. It helps us rise to the challenge. And see yourself, imagine yourself, no matter what happens in life, we are able to rise to the challenge. We have an unlimited abundance of resources, skills, abilities, knowledge. All of us, you've all experienced and have successfully responded to stress, but you may not have been totally mindful and aware of it. And may have been only focusing on the negative responses. Okay? So we want to allow ourselves to know that we can cope. We have the resources to cope, and we can learn skills, abilities to cope better and better. Okay? Everything is a skill. And when we are able to perceive our daily stressors less threatening and more positively, we can feel more empowered. We can feel more confident. Okay? Just like the lion, if you think about the lion, right? So allow yourself to notice how your body feels and feel the love, peace, and harmony field supporting you in your absorption of this positive stress response. You're safe, you're in love, peace, and harmony. Imagine that it's building the confidence that you can respond in any situation. You have the resources to do so. If you do not believe that, notice what kind of messages you are holding that makes this sentence hard for you to believe. That my stress response is an asset. It helps me rise to the challenge. Okay, I am empowered. I am confident. I'm courageous. I'm resilient. I'm stronger. wiser, more resilient. So notice that and allow yourself to repeat it until it feels your body is accepting it more. Your mind, your heart is accepting this message more. And even if you have accepted it, allow yourself to go deeper, enhance it. And you can maybe even refine it a bit more to feel more confident, empowered, enlightened, stronger, wiser, more resilient. Because every situation in life, we can allow it to make us stronger, wiser, more resilient, which gives us greater confidence that whatever happens and comes your way, we will be able to cope with it. We will be able to rise to the occasion and deal with it. Okay? If you have a situation in mind that causes what we might call some stress or more of a threat, like the fear, allow yourself to notice that situation. And with this sentence, my stress response is an asset. It helps me rise to the challenge. Allow yourself to use this response, or use this thinking and feeling as you look at that situation that you might have, that you're initially fearful or feels a bit threatening to you. Okay? And notice as you come with a different perspective, how you can shift the way it feels for you. Maybe there's someone that you need to meet that you're afraid of, whether it's a work situation or you have to do something, maybe like a presentation or something that you haven't done before, right? Or don't do usually. Notice how you can reframe and feel differently, let your body respond differently by just changing the way we think about it. So athletes might do this all the time. I was listening to an Olympic athlete, swimmer, and a question was asked, like, oh, how do you stop from feeling like so nervous and kind of freezing up, before like a big event? And one mentioned about turning it into excitement and actually like, it's what a wonderful opportunity, right? To be there and to kind of be excited about it. So the excitement and the anxiety is similar actually energies to it, but it's just kind of felt differently, right? And the body responds differently. The body can relax more when it's more excited, whether it's in fear mode, right? So there's different ways that you can re-perceive things. It's the same situation, but it's perceived differently. And that reperception is what changes our physiological response. Okay, so allow yourself, and if it still feels like when you're thinking about it, fearful, you can return to this love, peace, and harmony field, reminding yourself that you're safe, that you're unconditionally loved, protected, and supported by the universe. Some of you may have those in your physical support system or spiritual support system that allow you to feel safe. You can use them. Okay. Yeah. And I'll also think about I can quickly recover from stress. I can quickly recover from stress. My body is built to do this. I can quickly recover from stress. My body is built to do this. Okay, so it's changing the idea of stress as bad. A lot of times, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed, right? Blah, blah, blah. But if we can say, oh, I'm stressed, it's okay. My body can quickly recover from stress. It's built to do this, right? So we're tapping into that recovery mode and heightening that, refining that. Okay? And many of our sessions has been to allow ourselves to get to that rest digest mode, letting our bodies recover, learning how it feels to be in that state. So our baseline is in that rest mode and that we can quickly recover. We know how it feels. Our body's built to slow down after the stress, rest, restore. Okay, great. So now just allow yourself to give yourself gratitude to this, your openness to change your mindsets or to refine these mindsets and responses. Okay, or to enhance. You might already have these mindsets about more challenged mindset, but you can refine it, be even more comfortable, feel even more empowered and confident. So give gratitude for this experience to yourself. You can give gratitude to all of you online today who has joined, who has also contributed to the field. We can thank the field, anyone that you've connected with, your safe space, that you've connected to make this exercise more powerful. So say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll just check in and check into your body. And I'd love to hear your experiences, if these were new concepts for you or um, you know, this is familiar or new to you, and how it felt being in the field. So I'd love for you to share. You can unmute or share in the chat. And maybe as I'm waiting for people to respond, I'll go over and share some of the next steps as we continue. So if you want more information on this was from chapter 3 from this book, again, Stress Prescription, 7 Days to More Joy and Ease by Dr. Alyssa Epple. And to continue our wellness journey, we have other meditations in the love, peace, and harmony field, and we have also Tao wellness practices. These are all complimentary. You can register at our Satori Family Wellness Center.com website. We also have a free wellness evening with Tao Calligraphy. These are calligraphies that carry a simple message to love, peace, and harmony, but it's kind of like the next level frequency, and we have different messages like greatest love, greatest forgiveness, greatest compassion, greatest light. And for some of you who are wanting more support to move you forward in your wellness journey, we'd be, honored to offer you a 15-minute complimentary consultation to see what would be, the right next steps, what we can provide. And of course, we work in complementary to other modalities. This is not to replace any medical healthcare advice. This is just for educational purposes and providing another perspective. It can be support you. So please see your healthcare providers if you need more assistance. And for those of you who, as we feel better, we want to also do service or integrate the two, because we really believe the two are interconnected. We have opportunities to serve. We have this QR code and this that can lead you to the Love, Peace, and Harmony Foundation, leads you to the instrumental of the Love, Peace, Harmony song. I'm sorry, I had it playing in the background, but it's not, you probably aren't able to hear it. And remembering that self-care is service, increase your self-care to increase the quality of your service. And I kind of like this surfing picture because we're here in Hawaii and some of these big waves feel like a threat to some of us. But for these experienced surfers, it's so exciting, right? They attack the wave, right? So it kind of like that's similar to the lion and gazelle example I felt. So I just wanted to see. Thank you. Let me see. Wonderful. So Akara said, really great program. Really appreciate it today. Thank you. Thank you, Akara, for sharing. So wonderful to see you here again. And Amy wrote, thank you, Laurie, for the wonderful teachings and the words of encouragement. I haven't been feeling well lately, and this will help me to relax. Thanks again. Wonderful. Thank you, Amy, and hope you're feeling better. And I'm glad that this was a time of encouragement and also time that you could rest and restore. So thank you everyone for being here. I love to say my goodbyes personally, but we will first of all say goodbye to anyone on our Facebook. Aloha. Thank you for joining. And also those who are watching the YouTube recording that we'll have it on our channel. Thank you for joining us and watching.